NFTs and advocates. Today is International Women's Day, and I thought to come here at 3:01 a.m. my time because I cannot sleep. Not because sleep isn't coming, but because there is need for me to make this very important post or life of updates before I go to sleep. A lot has been happening in the last 1 year, and a lot did happen even several years before the last 1 year. But today is not the day to tell the whole story, but today is just a day to kind of put in perspective some of the things that we as a people, as Black people, as Africans, as women, are struggling with on a daily basis. Stereotypes and biases holding us back and making it impossible and difficult for us to forge ahead, to chart a new course. Women on a daily basis are victims of many of these stereotypes that keep us stuck as a people. I, for one, have been a victim of such stereotype. The stereotype that told me that if I lose my virginity to a man, then that person becomes my husband. The stereotypes that taught me that if after I've gotten into a relationship and I see that this is toxic and abusive, that stereotype teaches me to remain. The stereotype that teaches me to think that a woman should stay in a marriage because of her children and not because there is love and harmony. The stereotype that has taught me that I should always just take things the way they come, that marriage isn't meant to be enjoyed but to be endured. The stereotype that taught me that as a woman, I do not deserve to be loved, but I only deserve to be abused because that's what you get for being stubborn, driven, and in quote and unquote unsubmissive. That stereotype is the reason why many women are victims of domestic violence, intimate partner violence specifically. That stereotype is the reason why many women die in labor rooms because they have been taught not to consider cesarean section, but to rather push like the Hebrew women would do. The same stereotype or stereotypes that have kept many men from pushing their women forward and helping them to achieve their goals. The same stereotypes that teaches us that the female gender should be feared, the female gender should be caged, should be maimed, should be shut down. The stereotypes that has taught us that women should not be heard, they should only be seen. These same stereotypes are the very reason that I remained in a toxic relationship for a decade. This same stereotype is the reason I think that I should never talk about what I have experienced just because of what would people say? That stereotype, that stigma, that discrimination, that judgment. It is better to stand alone than to stand with a crowd that leads nowhere. It is better to stand alone and live another day than to stand with the crowd and cut your own life short. Stereotypes are man made, and so are social constructs, and so are these things that define us as a people. These things are not who we are, but the limitations that we have set for ourselves just because of what people will say. Stereotypes are the reasons people remain in toxic and abusive relationships, family relationships, friendships, work relationships, and other kinds of ships. Stereotypes are the reason people are constantly abused. Stereotypes are the reasons people are constantly stigmatized. Stereotypes are the reasons people are constantly discriminated against. Biases and biases, and even more biases, are the reason we as a people cannot forge ahead. Stereotypes and biases are the reasons that people constantly commit suicide. Because what would people say? How would the world view me? Will they love me? Will they accept me? Stereotypes and even more stereotypes, biases and even more biases. No, we can't keep living like this. Not anymore. Not today. Not tomorrow. Not anymore. We cannot let this happen to us. We cannot stay in toxic family settings, toxic work settings, toxic intimate partner relationships. We cannot tolerate toxicity just because of what people will say. Stereotypes and stereotypes, biases and even more biases, keeping us stuck, making it difficult for us to forge ahead as a people, as a race, as a community, as a continent, as a world. Stereotypes and even more stereotypes, biases and even more biases, keeping us stuck and unable to move on. No, no, we can't live like this. We can't keep doing this. And this starts with you speaking your truth, choosing to live another day because you deserve it. You matter, and your sanity is everything. And I hope you put yourself first today. I would truly hope you do. Thank you so much for watching. Happy International Women's Day to every amazing woman out there and to everyone rooting for women. God bless you. Abundance is here. I love you all. Justice for all. Justice and justice and justice. Peace.